Imagine this. You are sitting in the corner of a massive, bright conference room. Windows everywhere. Fluorescent lights buzzing overhead. Everyone can see you. You can see everyone. Your chest feels tight. Your thoughts are racing. You want to leave, but you cannot explain why. Now, imagine the opposite. You are in a closet. The door is almost closed. One dim lamp. Walls within arm reach. Suddenly, your breathing slows, your shoulders drop. You feel okay. You feel safe. For the first time all day, you feel like you can actually exist without performing. If that second scenario hits different, you are not broken. You are experiencing something psychologists call refuge behavior. And it is way more common than you think. Refuge behavior is your nervous system trying to find a space where it can finally stop scanning for threats. Think about it like this. Your brain is a security system that never got the memo that you are not being chased by predators anymore. It is still running software from 10,000 years ago when being exposed meant being vulnerable. Being in the open meant being seen by something that could kill you. So when you crawl into a small, dark space, you are essentially telling your ancient brain, relax, nothing can sneak up on us here. The walls are close. The lighting is low. We are hidden, we are safe. Your amygdala, the part of your brain responsible for fear and survival, finally gets to take a break. It stops screaming. You stop feeling like you need to be on high alert. That is not weakness. That is biology doing exactly what it was designed to do. Here is where it gets interesting. People who prefer small dark rooms usually have a hypersensitive threat detection system. Maybe you grew up in a chaotic household. Maybe you have anxiety or trauma that rewired your baseline stress levels. Maybe you were just naturally wired to be more aware of your environment. Whatever the cause, your brain treats openness as exposure. Big rooms with lots of light mean too much sensory input, too many angles to monitor, too many possibilities. Your brain does not have the bandwidth to process it all without going into overdrive. So it does what any logical system would do. It looks for a space where the variables decrease. Fewer stimuli, fewer unknowns, fewer things that could go wrong. A small dark room is not a prison. It is a controlled environment. You are not hiding from the world. You are reducing the cognitive load so your brain can function without burning out. Now, let us talk about sensory regulation because this is not just about fear. It is about overstimulation. Bright lights are not just annoying, they are activating. Your pupils constrict. Your cortisol spikes. Your brain interprets brightness as daytime, which means it is time to be alert, productive, and social. But what if you are already maxed out? What if you have been masking all day, pretending to be fine, forcing yourself to engage, and your nervous system is fried? Darkness becomes a biological off switch. It signals to your brain that the day is over, that you can stop performing, that you are allowed to just be. Pair that with a small space, and you have created a sensory deprivation tank without the water. You have minimized input so your system can reset. People think you are isolating. You are not. You are decompressing. There is a difference. And here is the kicker. Society punishes this. We are told that healthy people love open spaces, that natural light is good for you, that isolation is a red flag. But nobody talks about how those same open, bright spaces can feel like sensory warfare if your nervous system is already on edge. Nobody talks about how forcing yourself to exist in environments that drain you is not self-care. It is self-harm. The people who thrive in big, bright rooms are not better than you. They just have a different baseline. Their brains are not constantly calculating threat levels. They are not running on fumes from years of hypervigilance. You are not antisocial for needing a cave. You are just running a different operating system. Let us go deeper. There is also a phenomenon called controllable space preference. When you are in a small room, you can control almost everything. The lighting, the temperature, who has access to you. You are not at the mercy of the environment. You are in charge. That sense of control is everything when you spend most of your life feeling like you have none. Think about it. You cannot control your job. You cannot control other people. You cannot control the economy or your health or whether people like you. But you can control whether the lights are on or off. You can control whether the door is open or closed. That tiny bit of autonomy is not trivial. It is survival. It is your brain saying, at least here, in this one space, I get to decide. That is not pathological. That is self-preservation. Now here is the cynical truth nobody wants to hear. The world is not designed for people like you. It is designed for people who can handle constant stimulation. People who do not need to regulate their nervous systems because their nervous systems were never broken in the first place. You are expected to adapt to spaces that hurt you instead of being allowed to create spaces that heal you. And when you retreat to your small dark room, people call it avoidance. They call it depression. They call it unhealthy. But what is actually unhealthy is forcing yourself into environments that make you feel like you are dying, just so other people feel comfortable. Your need for refuge is not a flaw, it is feedback. It is your body telling you that something about the way you are living is not sustainable. And instead of listening, you are told to push through. To exposure therapy yourself into tolerance. To gasify yourself into believing that discomfort equals growth. Sometimes, discomfort just equals discomfort. Sometimes your brain knows what it needs better than any therapist or self-help guru. So what is the takeaway here? If you feel safer in small dark rooms, you are not broken, you are not weird, you are not doing life wrong. You are someone whose nervous system has been overclocked for so long that it needs a manual reset button. And that button happens to look like a closet, or a corner, or a room with blackout curtains. Stop apologizing for it. Stop letting people make you feel like you are less evolved because you need different conditions to function. Your brain is not malfunctioning, it is protecting you. And maybe the real glitch in the matrix is not that you need a cave. Maybe it is that everyone else is pretending they do not.